Hey Pokemoshpit, what's up? My name is Noah and this is my first upload to the channel. Today I'll be giving you a great RU battle against Sharpedophile. This was actually for a tournament, so I'm bringing my best team. He's using a good team with a Grasswater Fire Core. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this battle. Please rate and comment below and check out my channel after the battle. So let's start it up right here. I'm going to lead off with my Steelix, nicknamed Boner, and he's a girl, which is kind of contrary if you know what I mean. And he is going to lead off with the Smeargle. He's going to go for the trick first turn, and I knew it was going to be the Choice Scarf, which it actually turns out to be, which is quite unfortunate because I'm going to lock myself into Stealth Rocks, which is not good at all. So I'm going to switch into my Weezing because Steelix is useless at right now, and Weezing is going to get Spored first turn, which is not good at all, and I definitely don't want this guy sleeping because he will be a great counter in the later parts of the battle. So I want to try to wake up as he goes for the Rapid Spin. I don't wake up first turn, but I do wake up the second turn as he goes for the Stealth Rocks of his own, and surprisingly enough, I go for the Thunderbolt, and I do get the Paralyze, which does make a significant factor later in the match, as you're going to see. It does make this Smeargle a bit useless than it should be because of the slowness and everything. Anyway, he is going to, I'm going to predict him to go for the Spore again. I want to use my Steelix as Sleep Fodder, hopefully, so I'm going to go into my Steelix as he also goes into a Steelix, which is not good, although I am faster because I am Choice Scarfed. I am Choice Scarfed on the other hand, so I'm just going to go for the Earthquake, see how much that's going to do, and it does about 1/3 of his HP, and he's also going to go for the Earthquake, and that does about 1/3 of my HP as well. Now I'm going to predict him to go for the Earthquake again, so I'm going to go into my Weezing, who has the Levitate ability, and he also has the same mindset, so he's going to go into his Moltres, which is Flying type, so he would be immune to the Earthquake as well. Unfortunately, I don't have the Rocks up, so his Moltres would be at about half health right now, but it's not. Now I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt to see how much that's going to do, and he goes for the Extrasensory, and I really don't have any special defense investment, so that's really not going to do too much. But my Thunderbolt really isn't going to do too much either. Now I'm going to predict him to go for another Psychic attack, and my Steelix is the Pokemon to counter those. So I'm hopefully going to live 2 of those so I can get up my Stealth Rocks again. And I'm going to live the first one easily, so I'm definitely going to get up another one unless he gets a crit, which he doesn't, thankfully. And now after I get my Rocks up, I'm thinking he's going to go for one more Extrasensory, and I don't want to lose my Steelix right now, just in case he wants us to Rapid Spin the Stealth Rocks away. So I'm going to switch out, and he is also going to do a double switch. So a lot of double switching right now, and he is going to go into his Vileplume as I go into my Slowking. Now I do carry both stabs. I carry the Surf and I carry the Psychic, so Psychic will be super effective, and that's what I'm going to go for against this Vileplume as it goes for the Substitute, what I've really never seen against Vileplume. I've always seen them to be Giga Draining and possibly Leech Seeding and any other grass moves like that, but that won't really work out against my Slowking because this is a Slack Off, Toxic, Surf, and Psychic set, which is and it's my special defensive wall, and he is going to predict another Psychic, which I went for obviously because that is the best move to go for in that scenario against the Vileplume. He goes into his Hypno right here to take that very well, and I try to go for the Poison right here. I get past the Paralyzed, but I missed the Toxic, which is really unfortunate. I just wanted to go for it again because this Hypno really is going to be bothersome later in the match, so I'm going to go for the Toxic again, but he is going to predict that very well, and he's going to go into a Steelix. Now Steelix doesn't have the best special defense, and I plan on a Surf to do quite a lot of damage, and I am a pretty bulky, naturally bulky Pokemon, so I'm going to be taking that Earthquake pretty well, and in return I am going to be able to 1-hit KO that Steelix, which I'm really happy about. Now he's going to go into his Seadra right here, which I saw the Seadra, and I really only know Seadra to be similar to a Kingdra in the sense they go for the Substitute and then the Dragon Dances, and I just basically want to stall him out in the sense that he can KO my Slowking. My Slowking did a lot of work in this battle. I just want to have him to have no sub, so I can bring in some counter to counter this Seadra and hopefully get out of the game as soon as possible. Unfortunately, I do get 2 Parahacks, which kind of makes a difference. You're going to see right here, he's going to go for the Outrage, and I'm going to live that with pretty little amount of HP. But I'm going to go for the Psychic, and that is going to break his sub, which I'm all happy for. Now I don't really want to lose my Slowking, so I'm going to go into my Steelix basically as Death Fodder. Steelix really won't do me that much, and I feel like Slowking will do more in the match than Steelix will at this range. He's going to go for Outrage. He's going to get the 2-turn Outrage, and that is not going to be able to KO. Now I was planning to just go for the Earthquake and get some residual damage, but he is going to break past that Confusion. He's going to go for the Waterfall, and that is going to 1-hit KO. So I want to bring in my Rotom Cut form, which is a Timid timid choice scarf variant, I knew I would outspeed him, so I'm going to predict him to switch out knowing that I would probably outspeed him, and I'm just going to go for the Volt switch, and I do predict him nicely. Now I get switch advantage against his Vileplume, and I decided to go into my Porygon Z. That is another a timid choice scarf user, so I know I'll definitely outspeed. I have the download, so my special attack is now at +1, and I do carry the super effective Ice Beam, which he scouts out right now, and I knew the Ice Beam would do around 55 to 60% about, so I had no trouble KOing for him from that range. He knows this, and he's going to go into his only counter to the Ice attack right now. That happens to be a Seadrill, which he's not going to be able to take 2 of because of my +1 in special attack, so that is going to be a dead Seadrill, and I'm slowly breaking down both his core and his offensive Pokemon. So now he only has the Moltres that will come in like later in the battle with the Stealth Rocks. He has the Smeargle, which is not really useful anymore. He has the Hypno, and I think he has that Vileplume only left. I want to go into my Slowking right now. He's the best counter to this Hypno. I know most Hypnos carry the Wish, and then they carry some status move, in which my Slowking is already status, and I can just go for the Toxic and then wear him down. That's what I plan to do, but I apparently went for the Psychic right here. I think I was predicting him to switch into his Vileplume. Not really sure, but he does sacrifice his Smeargle right now. So now he only has 3 Pokemon left, and now he's going to have only 2 Pokemon left. This Moltres really doesn't have that much HP left, and he's going to lock himself into Air Slash, so he's trying to Paraflinch me. That does work the first time, and I really don't want to be Paraflinched. I still feel like my Slowking can stall out his Hypno, and maybe his Vileplume possibly. So I'm going to go into my Acid as Death Fodder. He's going to go for the Air Slash, and that is going to be able to KO my Acid. That's fine for me, because I'm going to be able to go into my Gallade with the +1 priority in the Shadow Sneak, and he has no use for his Moltres anymore, so he's going to let his Moltres die. And this is where my Gallade really has the time to shine. He only has very bulky Pokemon left, his Hypno and his Vileplume, and the only thing he can really do to me is attack me, but I have really good natural special defense. This is a bulk up Gallade with bulk up, Drain Punch, Shadow Sneak, and Ice Punch, so the Ice Punch can really take care of the Vileplume, while the Shadow Sneak really takes care of this Hypno. So I think I'm in good hands at the moment. He does get that paralyzed. I thought it was going to be pretty devastating, and that was going to have an impact, and a very good impact. That Shadow Sneak doesn't really look like a 2-hit KO, a safe one at least. I am going to go for another Shadow Sneak, and he does live with that minuscule red amount of HP that you always hate when Pokemon survive with. And he goes for the Wish right here, so I'm really hoping I don't get the paralyzed next turn. So I am going to be able to take him out, and I don't, thankfully, which is really nice. That means his Wish is negated, and he only has 1 Pokemon left, which is his Vileplume. And originally in this battle, when I was battling, I thought it was going to be a good game at this point. I am able to stall him out with the ice punches and then go for the Shadow Sneak when he has low enough health. But it isn't going to work out like that, because his Vileplume is quite an annoying set with Substitute, Leech Seed. I think it might have Protect as well, so it's a very defensive set. And I'm going to get paralyzed next turn, which is really unfortunate because I could have won the game right there. And it's going to be a bit longer than it should be at the end. Eventually, I'm going to predict him to go for the Protect at a very important time for him to prolong this battle, and I'm just going to go into my Porygon Z, in which at that time I can either go for the Ice Beams multiple times or the Tri-Attack, which is stabbed, and all that. So this is the point where I go into my Porygon Z predicting the Protect, and I predict that nicely, and there's going to be like 2 more turns because he's going to get that double Protect going on right here. No worries, really. I really enjoyed this battle, and I hope you guys did too. Shout out to Sharpedophile for a fantastic battle. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Rate, comment, subscribe, check out my channel, and as always, take care.